Thanks a million, ladies and gentlemen, for 1 million subscribers. We've been waiting for this moment for a very long time, and it just happened today. And I really wanted to do something creative and special. But I didn't. I was working on my video all night last night. On my new video on Additum in the Boneyard. And I'm working on episode 2 now. And I finished my video last night, and then I took a look at my subscriber count, and we were like 300 away. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, we're going to be crossing the threshold soon, so maybe I should stay up. And so I stayed up, and I'm getting like 50, 100. I'm creeping there, but then I got really tired, and it was 3 in the morning. And I said, well, maybe I'll just take a quick nap. Just a quick nap, and then when I wake up, I'll still be at 999,000 and we can do this big live stream. No, I slept until noon. And when I woke up, where are we now? We're at 1,319,000 subscribers. So I missed the big event, but I want to say thank you. I want to say thanks to each and every one of you for subscribing and helping us past the 1 million mark. I'm trying something new today. I don't know if you can tell. I've got some alerts going on. Because I figured, well, I don't know what this is going to look like, and maybe I should actually try to up my game and become a little bit more of a professional streamer. So yeah, we've got some alerts going on. Hey, and thank you all for your wonderful donations. This is a little trippy for me, though. I'm still kind of trying to figure this out. Let's turn on the event list. There we go. So so keep up the good work, Ox. Much love, says Carmen. Thank you very much. Anyway, I just wanted to take a brief moment out of my workday to hop on live onto my channel right now and say thank you to each and every one of you who subscribed. I mean, there are just so many people to thank for this. It's just been a marathon. Everyone on Discord, especially for all of my Discord mods for maintaining that community and making sure that it's a great place for as many people as possible. They've made it fantastic. And this is something that should have never happened. Like, according to the traditional logic of how to get big on YouTube, this should never happen. Because I don't really do it the right way. I don't do it the way they tell you to do it. First of all, clickbait thumbnails. I think I've done a few. Have I done a few? I typically don't, though. And my videos are always 30 minutes to an hour long. and everyone says, don't make your video more than 10 minutes long. Well, I understand that because it's a lot of effort. And if you're not making as much money for a longer video, then why make the longer video? But everyone says, make it a 10-minute long video. There's no need to make it longer than 10 minutes. And yet, here we are. And I don't make 10-minute videos. When was the last time I made a 10-minute video? I think it was when I did my profile. No, but even that was around 15 minutes long. My profile on Crimson, or was it Clover? I forget her name now. Clover. But there's just not enough content. There wasn't enough content in the game for me to do a legitimate profile on Clover, so it ended up being pretty short. Wow, lots of wonderful comments. Oh, I should probably start responding to all of these. Cloudy says, thanks for the great content, Ox. You deserve 1 million. See you at 10 million. Yeah. Now, I mean, that's the great question. Do we stop here? No, of course we don't stop here. We've got so much more to do. That's another thing. Ever since I first started making videos on this channel, even when I only had 6,000 subscribers, back in 2016, early 2016, some of the very first comments I would get are, Fallout? Really? Is there enough content in Fallout for a channel? How do you sustain Fallout? Eventually, you're going to run out of content, Oxford. But here we are, 3 years later, 1 million subscribers later, and I still have to do Fallout 2. I still have to do Fallout Tactics. I still have to finish the full story of Fallout New Vegas. I still have to start the full story of Fallout 3. Do you know I haven't done the full story of Fallout 4? I've done a lot of I've done all of the quests in Fallout 4. All of the settlements, all of the quests, all of the... most of the characters. I still haven't done... There are a few I haven't done. I haven't done a profile on X688, for example. But I've almost done everything in Fallout 4. But I haven't done the primary plot to Fallout 4. Can you believe that? All these years later, I haven't even touched that yet. So there's that. And there's also Far Harbor. I haven't touched Far Harbor either. I've done a series on Nuka World, Automatron. I kind of did it on Vault-Tec Workshop. I did my series on Vault-Tec Workshop before I knew that I was going to start doing series, so it doesn't really have a series feel to it. And I made a few mistakes in this. I might want to revisit that. There's not a lot of content for Vault-Tec Workshop, though. I mean, I could probably finish the entire series in one video. That's how short it is. I don't know. I may revisit that, but I still have to do Far Harbor. I've done a few side videos on Far Harbor, and I did a big video on the ending of Far Harbor, but I haven't done a full story of Far Harbor series yet. So there's that, and Fallout 3, and Broken Steel. And then, of course, Fallout 76. No one expected Bethesda would drop Fallout 76 in our lap. And a multiplayer game at that? Holy cow. We're going to be busy for quite some time. for quite some time. Gamerboy says, thank you for creating content. My younger brother and I enjoy it. It's hard to find quality, somewhat family-friendly content for him, so keep it up. Well, I mean, I do my best. But we have to remember these games are rated M for mature. So it's one of those things where it's a strange line, and it really it goes from family to family. Violence and gore, there's a limit. There's definitely... we'll let my kids watch my videos, for example. They're really young. They're 6 and 4. And I don't, sometimes they'll walk in while I'm recording, like, some headshots. And they'll catch a glimpse of it, and they're like, what is that, Daddy? And I have to, oh, no, go in the other room. It's a violent game, and there's a lot of blood and gore. So it's a call from family to family. But there are some families who that doesn't bother their kids, and we have to remember that violence and gore has been part of the human imagination, even for children, going as back as the dawn of humanity. I mean, the Grimm brothers stories, the fairy tales, the original ones, pretty dark and morbid. So, and there's just something about that part of the human imagination that people have used to tell stories for a very long time. It's been a useful setting for morality tales, for example, for teaching people morals. So it's, I wouldn't necessarily call my content family friendly because we are talking about very bloody and violent video games. But I do my best to try and make it as accessible to as many different people as possible. My notifications aren't working. I don't think so. I used to use Twitch alerts back when they were called Twitch alerts, and then they changed their name to Streamlabs, and so I used Streamlabs. Then Twitch told me to stop broadcasting on them, and so I stopped altogether. And then when I came back to try and figure this out, it's completely changed. Now there's an OBS Streamlabs dashboard, and everything is called widgets. I've got these things live on my feed, but I don't see them. It's really weird. So I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I'll figure it out. Dawson says, congratulations on the 1 million subscribers, Oxhorn. I've been with you since you were at 100K. Those who don't drink the Kool-Aid and do their own thing are the most successful. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. No, I think that's true. I mean, if you go... My wife loves to watch Twitch streamers, and she has a variety of interests. She plays PUBG, Fortnite, World of Warcraft, Elder Scrolls Online, GTA. There are a variety of games she plays, and she enjoys watching a number of streamers. And they all sound... Well, I mean, I can't say that for all of them, and I don't know their names, but when I watch her watching her favorites, they all kind of sound the same, They've got a similar layout and a tenor of their voice. I noticed that streamers say, hey guys, a lot. Have you noticed that? It's constantly, hey guys, and lots of asking for tips and subscribers, and mash that like button. Keep that count coming, or something like that. They do a lot of that, and And I don't know. I've always not liked that. So I tried not to do that kind of stuff with my stream. I just sit here and talk. And it worked, I guess. It didn't work for many years. You have to remember that I've been doing Scotch and Smoke Rings for 440 some odd weeks. That we're on season 10 of Scotch and Smoke Rings. So I've been doing that show for 9 years. And for most of that time, I would average about 50 viewers a week. For most of that time, it was a very small community. So this is a novel thing. That the past 3 years, it's really blown up, and the show has become popular. So I don't know if my own personal style can account for that. Tim Vapid says, from the annexed Canada with love, congratulations. Well, we here in the good old US of A are, of course, sorry for annexing Canada, America's hat. Big Boy says, congrats, you deserve it. Thank you very much. Bill Bollinger says, thank you for what you do, Ox. Found your channel about 4 months ago, and I have watched a solid 40 videos. Loved every one. Here's to the future. Here indeed. Well, I don't have anything. Here's coffee. It's too early for anything alcoholic right now. No cigar, no booze. What time is it? It's 3 o'clock. Wow. I should get to work on my new video. I have a video I got to do. I got to do part 2 of the Boneyard for tomorrow. I haven't started it yet. I woke up late, and then we had some deliveries, and I helped my wife with her computer. I just built her a new computer, by the way. She has been a console gamer all her life. Don't blame her. She was raised on console games by her older brother. They played games together. Those are her fondest childhood memories, is playing games on the Xbox with her brother. So, great memories. But, you know, I married a console peasant. I mean, what can I say? It's just, I had to educate. So I built her a gaming PC, and she has been embracing gaming PC culture. She's been so excited. I got her a nice big monitor, and I gave her some of those RGB fans so that it lights up really pretty, and she's excited about that. It's white with a lot of colors, and she got a brand new keyboard, so she's really getting into it, and she's been enjoying. But yeah, I had to work on that, so I worked on that a little bit today, and it's 3 o'clock. And I got to get to work on my new video. Wow, I'm going to run out of time. Savannahs says, congrats, man. Been crushing your videos lately. Fallout is my hands-down favorite series. I still have my original Fallout 1 and 2 big box. I don't think I even know what that is. Fallout big box. What's a Fallout big box? Is it like a promotional? Oh, wow. Really? Oh, man, you're so lucky. I wish I had been into Fallout back then. I was gaming back then. Let's see, 1997, 1998, what was I playing? Ultima Online. I think I was on Ultima Online at the time, before moving into Dark Age of Camelot. Holy cow. I wasn't doing a lot of single-player games at the time. Yeah, well, back in the 90s, back in the late 90s, I didn't play a lot of RPGs, like single-player, computer-based RPGs. I played a lot of strategy games. I was all about the original Warcrafts, but more importantly, the original Starcrafts. When it came to PC gaming, the original Starcraft 1 and 2, Starcraft 1 and Brood War. That's what me and my brother did. We played Starcraft. We would do big LAN parties with all of my friends. Remember that? Do people do that anymore? We would take our PCs. I had a friend who lived in Bonnie Lake, and we all built our own PCs. This is the late 90s. we all built our own PCs. We would pack them, because we were kids, we would pack them up in our parents' car and go over to his house in Bonnie Lake, and then we would connect them all up via Ethernet cables to the LAN ports, and we would use StarCraft to battle each other. And so that we couldn't see each other's monitors. But we each had our huge gaming, like monitor, keyboard, PC case. Who does that these days? Does anyone do that? Maybe people still do it, and I just don't know. But we used to do that, and it was always... Those are some of my fondest gaming memories as a kid. And my brother was excellent. My brother... The great secret is that I've never been good at gaming. My brother has been the one who has been good at gaming in our family. You've met him. He's come on Scotch and Smoke Rings quite a few times. But he has always been the gamer of the family. When I would come home from school, when we were kids, I would sit down and watch him play games because I couldn't do it right. back when we would play console games, all the original, like Super Mario 3, I couldn't beat it. It's way too hard. So I had to give the controller to my brother, and he would beat it. My younger brother. He's a whiz when it came to games. I was never the gamer of the family. I was always bad at it. But then this happens. Like, what happened? Anyway, yeah. I wish... how did I get on that tangent? I was talking about the 90s because of Fallout. Yeah, I never got into the original Fallouts back in the 90s. I wish I had all of these cool things that you guys are showing me. The Fallout box, you still have that? It's probably a collector's item. You could probably get a pretty penny for that. Not that I say you should. Pale Pat Demick says, hey, Oxhorn, congrats on the 1 million subscribers. I used to watch your videos on Fallout 4 on the bench when I broke my arm in the middle of basketball season. Watching your vids was way more fun. Well, a man after my own heart. God bless people who are into sports. Sometimes I wish I was into sports, but man, when I was in high school, I was not a big sports guy. I was on the wrestling team. Did that for 1 season. Never did it again. I was on the football team. Did that for 1 season. Never did it again. What else? I did baseball for 2 or 3 seasons. I enjoyed baseball, I have to say. But really, that was the only sport that I really enjoyed. So yeah, I can empathize with you. Sorry about your broken arm, though. Jay McKibe says, congrats, Oxhorn. It's been a long road since the old days with World of Warcraft movies, huh? Every stream, I'm always amazed on the amount of fans in here. Keep it up, and more to come with Fallout 76. Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I never... the thing is, I thought I was really big back in the day. And maybe I was, because it was almost 10 years ago. It was over 10 years ago. The height of my last channel was about 10 years ago in 2008, 2009. I think that's where I had my most subscribers, and I was at my apex there. And I thought at the time that I was e-famous, I guess is the phrase for internet famous. But I think that I only had 120,000 subscribers, the most I had at the time. Now, I don't remember if that was a lot. I mean, it has been 10 years, so they say, what, the internet doubles in size every 2 years or something like that? I don't know. But yeah, I never thought this. I never thought 1 million. Even when I quit my job to do this full time when I hit 40,000 subscribers. Looking back on it, I don't know what I was thinking. I mean, I'm glad I did, but I don't know what I was thinking. At the time, I'm like, 40,000? Yeah. If I get to 60 or 80,000, then I'm good. I could do this for a long time. But then I hit that at the end of the month after I quit. Because I was able to do this every single day. I was able to dedicate my entire time to my YouTube channel once I quit my job, and my subscriber count reflected that. I went from, when I quit my job, I had 40,000 subscribers, and by the end of the year, I think I was at around 230, something like that. So yeah, it grew exponentially when I quit my job, because I was able to just put more time into it. But I never thought that it was always a joke during my live show that I would hit the 1 million subscriber mark. Oh yeah, one of these days I'll hit 1 million subscribers. Don't worry, everybody. But now I've actually done it. So what's next? 5 million, I guess. What are the YouTube rewards? I think they give you a silver play button at 100,000. I've got a couple of those. One for my old channel, and then one for this channel. And then they give you a gold button at 1 million. Oh, that's right. I'm going to have to email them and let them know that I'm at 1 million now. And then they give you a diamond button at, I think it's 5 million. So that's the next goal, 5 million. Let's do this 5 more times. I think we could do that, right? It's not unrealistic. 5 million? Totally possible. Nick says, by far the best channel I have found this year. Watching whenever I can and listening when I can't watch. Congrats on a well-deserved milestone. Thank you very much, Nick. TJ says, thank you, Oxhorn, for some of the greatest videos. And that gave me through the hard work day. And I'm so happy I could grab a few shirts before the last day. Yeah, no, the shirts have been wonderful. I have had a lot of fun getting the designs designed, though my artist has been AFK for a few weeks now. He's been having computer problems, so that's why we haven't had any new designs. And I just haven't bothered to look for new artists because I really like his style. He does a great job. So I'm kind of waiting for him to get back in commission before we come up with some new shirt designs, but they'll come. Is it 10 million? It's 10 million. Everyone in the chat is saying 10 million. Okay, 10 million is diamond. Okay. Yeah, we could do that. Why not? Sure, let's 5 million, 10 million, doesn't matter. They're all numbers. We can do that. Let's do this 10 more times. Wow. I'm going to be doing this for a long time. This is my life. You the Man Ox says Joe Cool. Well, thank you very much. Miss Snakebite says, so happy to see that you've hit 1 million. You're one of the most thorough, dedicated, and charismatic creators on the platform. You deserve all the success you're getting. Here's to the next million. Absolutely. And that's the plan. We'll keep doing this as long as I've got air in these lungs. And I mean, there's never going to be an end of Fallout content to talk about. But even then, there are plenty of other games to talk about. Speaking of which, I just organized my past full game live streams into playlists on my channel. So for those who have been attending my shows regularly each and every week, we've played through Metro Last Light, BioShock, and Rage. We've done the complete gameplays of all of those games. We are now on Wolfenstein: The Old Blood, which, by the way, is a blast. We played about an hour of it last week. And the next episode will be this Thursday. I broadcast every Thursday. But yeah, I organized the complete playthroughs of all of those games in order on my channel. So just, if you ever want to go through a full playthrough of those games with me, just go to the front page of my channel, scroll down till you find the Oxhorn Plays series, and you'll see that those are nicely organized. And I'll keep those there. So yeah, I mean, even if hypothetically we ever did run out of content to talk about for Fallout, there are so many other games to do that we'll be here for quite some time. Robot Toxic says, "Congrats on your 1 million. Your videos are the reason I got into the Fallout games. Thanks to you, Fallout 4 are my favorite games alongside Banjo-Kazooie and Dragon Age. Thank you so much." Well, thank you so much for coming today. Raiden Snake says, "Congrats on 1 million. Will you ever do gameplay of L.A. Noire, the VR case files?" Great question, and probably not. So, back when Fallout 4 VR released, it was last Christmas, I think. Around about last Christmas, I did probably a week's worth of content where every morning I got up and live streamed Fallout 4 VR. And I really enjoyed myself. It was a lot of fun. Wasn't a popular series on this channel, if I'm brutally honest. I think that live streaming in virtual reality is still in its infancy. It's tricky, and it just doesn't look right, because what you're doing is, if you're live streaming in virtual reality, really you can only share what one eye sees with your viewer, because you're trying to take an experience that you're enjoying in 3 dimensions, and you're trying to translate that into 2 dimensions so that you can share it online and someone else sees it on their computer screen. And that's tricky. So it doesn't look right. And I tried fiddling with it. I tried, layering them on top of each other, and there was never a way to get it to work so that it truly looked like what I was seeing in VR. So VR is an intense experience when you're doing it yourself, but when you're trying to broadcast it, it just doesn't look the same. So there were a lot of people who were glad that they came to the streams, but that series didn't really do super well on my channel. So I probably won't be doing a gameplay of the L.A. Noire VR case files. Especially not after I finish my L.A. Noire series. I'm going to be doing that series anyway, so I don't know if there's a need to do it again. Congrats on 1 million subscribers. You deserve all of them, says Adrian Parker. Thanks for everything you've done and to keep me out of a dark place for so long. Well, I'm happy to help. The dark places are often of our own creation, and distractions are good. Distractions are very good. Dermue1 says, with a wonderful tip, "You're the best. I love your videos." Well, thank you very much. Appreciate you coming on the program today. Glad to help out. Rio04 says, "Congrats, Ox. I realized that I've watched your old movie videos when they came out in 07, and now I found you again without knowing that. Enjoying your Fallout videos. Wish you the best in life." Well, I do appreciate it. It's been a lot of work, but you know what? It's one of those things where I had to decide, okay, how am I going to do this? Am I going to be a daily live streamer, like all those people who make a living on Twitch, or am I going to do what I'm good at? And what I'm good at is telling stories and organizing information and digging in deep and discovering content, and that's what I'm good at. That's also what I enjoy the most. I also enjoy live streaming. Don't get me wrong, I have been doing this show for 9 years now, so it's it's definitely something I enjoy, and we'll be doing more live streams, especially when Fallout 76 comes out. But I had to decide what I wanted to do. Did I want to be a live streamer primarily, or did I want to make some, handcrafted, tailored content? And I chose the handcrafted, tailored content for a couple of reasons. One is because it suits my strengths. It's the closest to machinima that I could get without actually doing machinima. And my last channel was straight up machinima. And second, it's evergreen content. It's the sort of thing where those kind of videos are still going to be watched and rewatched years into the future. Whereas if I was just a live streamer, each recording of a past live stream has a sell-by date, for lack of a better phrase. It's one of those things where people really enjoy watching it live, but then after the live show has ended, people don't tend to go back and rewatch live shows. There are some people who do, but even when I look at my past episodes of Scotch and Smoke Rings, they'll hit a certain number and stay there forever. Whereas the videos that I've made about Fallout, the day I launch them, they explode, then they slow down, but then they continue to grow and grow and grow and grow until a video that I published a few years ago is at 1, 2, 3 million views. That's evergreen content. That's the kind of content that if you put in the energy and the work into it, when you make it, it has the potential to become much more valuable and much more useful later on. And that's what I wanted to do with this channel. I did want to have the live stream thing, but I wanted it to be a channel about evergreen content where people could come and continue to enjoy the stories long after I finished the video. And it's been a bit of a gamble. I didn't know how that would pay off, or if that would pay off, because there are so many wonderful YouTube channels out there that focus on long-form content that don't see the light of day. They'd never get recognized. So I didn't know how this one would do, but I'm just really grateful. What can I say? I'm just really grateful that as many of you have enjoyed my channel as you have and have continued to watch all of my content. No plans to slow down or stop anytime soon. Blazing Dan says, "Will you be playing the Fallout 76 beta?" I will be playing the beta when it comes out. I typically don't prepay for games. That's just like a personal rule when it comes to games. But the only way to get the beta for Fallout 76 was to prepay it. to prepay for it, which was annoying and frustrating, but this is my job. So yeah, I had to do that. So I pre-bought Fallout 76, but the nice side to that is I am going to be getting one of those T-51 helmets when it arrives, which is pretty cool. But it also means I'm going to be getting it at the same time as everyone else. So I'm going to have to work really hard and really quickly to get content out. When Fallout 76 drops, it's going to be, me in this room all day, every day for weeks. It'll be a lot of fun. Peter Shaban says, "Congrats on the 1 million. By the way, what do you think of Cyberpunk?" I'm pretty thrilled with what I saw. It blew me away, to be perfectly honest. I want to get into it. The thing is, there's a lot of nudity in it. And that's hard for YouTube. Like, I understand that people will think it's hypocritical for YouTube to be okay with gaming violence, but not okay with gaming nudity. I understand that argument, but the reality is that gaming violence gets a pass on YouTube. Nudity doesn't, even if it's gaming nudity. So when I have to think about the content that I have to produce for YouTube, I either have to censor everything that I'm doing, like I'm doing with L.A. Noire. Like, there is nudity in L.A. Noire, as we saw in my last video on L.A. Noire, and I had to censor it. And it took a lot of time. Like, that's a lot of rotoscoping, blurring out certain parts of the body, and, you know, big black bars, and it takes a lot more time. If there's too much of that for Cyberpunk 2077, I don't know how I'll do a series like that, unless there are built-in streamer-friendly controls within the game, or mods. I suppose I could install mods that make it streamer-friendly. I don't know. So it's one of those things where the game is clearly going to be a masterpiece. Just looking at it was what, a 45-minute gameplay trailer of Cyberpunk 2077? It looks like a masterpiece. I would love to do content on it and just immerse myself in that world, but I worry about the nudity because it's going to affect my channel. So we'll see what happens. Luke Gray says, congrats. Oh, thank you for the tip. Says, congrats on your 1 million subscribers, Oxhorn. I've been here since around 15K, and I watched you grow bigger and better all the time. Proud of you. Keep on doing what you're doing, Oxhorn. Thank you. Well, thank you, Luke Gray. I have evolved a lot over the past three couple years. This did not start as a lore channel, by the way. When I started doing Fallout content, I focused on settlements and game mechanics. I spent a lot of time trying to uncover the secrets of how the settlement system worked. And this even went as far as delving into the code of the game. When I first started playing Nuka World, the Raider settlement system changed so many things that I did live streams where I'm opening up the scripts of the game, and we're going through it line by line of the code, trying to figure out exactly how much money you can make from a tribute chest, how often you can go back to it, so on and so forth. These things that we have questions that were undocumented when the game was released that we just don't know the answers to. So that's what I spent a lot of my time on, is the game mechanics and the settlements. And it wasn't until later when I kind of experimented with lore. And you can tell my earlier lore experiment videos because they have completely different thumbnail styles. I thought I was going to try and do like an old typewriter storytelling. So my video on the Turnquist family. Let's see, what were my earliest lore videos? The Turnquist family, the Longs, and the Long Road, or the Long Walk from Quincy, Lucy Grantchester and the Mystery Mansion. I did a lot of different style experiments back then, and it's taken a while to kind of settle on the voice that I wanted and the narration style that I ended up with. And that was all based on user feedback. It's harder now, but when I began first publishing my videos, I voraciously read every single comment on my videos and responded to most of them. Even today, after each video, I'll go through the comments for a good 15-20 minutes, respond to many, like them, and read through as many as I possibly can before I have to stop, because there are just too many comments and I have to go back to work on that day's video. But yeah, a lot of your wonderful feedback has helped me mold the narration style and the direction of this channel in the way that it eventually ended up. Okay, two more, and then I got to get going. Tom says, 9 years of YouTube. That's so great. I must say that you inspire me a lot how I should behave on my own channel. Well, cheers to you and good luck to you with your channel. And I'm happy to be an inspiration. And then Sam says, I've appreciated your videos for ages and how much work you put into them. Here's to the best channel on YouTube. Oxhorn, how long does each 40-minute episode take to produce? All day, and it varies from day to day. So if we just look at this Fallout 1 series, I published a 30-minute episode yesterday, and that took all of the day. I went to bed at around, I forget, I think it was around 3. But then when I do an hour-long episode, which I did over the weekend, it's just insane. So I had to break up my Boneyard video because I just couldn't do another hour-long episode. I did 2 hour-long episodes over the weekend, and that just completely killed my weekend. Sunday is supposed to be my day off, and I ended up sleeping through most of it just to recover from creating 2 back-to-back hour-long episodes, one on The Glow, which I had a blast doing, and then the next on the Brotherhood of Steel, which was also really fun. But I felt that they had to be one episode due to the nature of the talk. Like, if you're going into The Glow to discover all of its secrets, and you're discovering these holotapes and learning about how FEV was created, to split that into 2 episodes, even though it would have made more sense from a content creation perspective, it would have butchered the story because you're cutting it right in the middle of the action, and then when you start the next episode, you have to go back and retell where things are going. So I decided that had to be one big episode just for the cohesiveness of the story. And the same with the Brotherhood of Steel video. I mean, everything is taking place in that bunker. With Additum and the Boneyard, there are so many different zones. You've got the Fortress, then you've got the Deathclaw Sanctuary, then you've got the downtown, then you've got the Followers of the Apocalypse, and then Additum. It's very much like the hub, that I figured that that's going to be easier to separate into 30-minute chunks. So we did Additum and downtown yesterday, and then today I think we'll be able to do for tomorrow, we'll be able to do the Followers of the Apocalypse, the Deathclaw Sanctuary, and the Fortress all in one episode. So that was easier to cut up. It made much more sense, which is why yesterday's video was 30 minutes. But yeah, the hour-long episodes really just knock me out. they take up a heck of a lot of time, but sometimes the story demands an hour-long format. But I'm going to do what I can to make future ones at least 30 minutes long. Anyway, okay, so I didn't expect to be doing this for nearly 40 minutes. I just wanted to hop on here to say thank you to each and every one of you. 1 million subscribers has been a long time coming. I'm so grateful that you guys are still watching today, and you're coming to my live shows and watching my published videos and liking and sharing and commenting. It just means the world to me. So as long as you guys are still here watching, I will continue to create content each and every single week. Well, I'd better get to work if I'm going to get tomorrow's video on Additum done. Thanks again for stopping by, and here's to another 9 million. We can do it. We can do it. All right. Thanks, everybody. See you tomorrow.